People do not realize that their everyday activities can have a significant impact on our water. Non-point source pollution is the leading cause of water pollution in the United States today. Non-point source pollution is the term used when rainfall picks up pollutants from the land and deposits them into our lakes and rivers. When rainwater falls to the ground, the water flows into streams and rivers and eventually into larger water bodies. Pollution accumulates when rainwater picks up contaminants along its path towards larger water bodies. Most pollution enters streams through storm drains, which lead directly to waterways and not our sewers. The primary cause of non-point source pollution is agricultural activities. These activities include crop production, irrigation, and grazing. Urban runoff is another main cause of non-point source pollution. Urban runoff occurs when water runs off paved roads and parking lots. There are several different kinds of non-point source pollution. Fertilizer. Nitrogen from fertilizer turns into nitrite and nitrates, which are toxic. High levels of these toxins deplete oxygen from streams and rivers, destroying the habitat for water-dwelling species. Pesticides. Toxic organic compounds released into bodies of water accumulate in the fat cells of living organisms. When consumed by mammals or other aquatic life, detrimental effects can occur. This includes cancer, tumors, lesions on fish, and even death. Animal waste. Livestock and domestic pet waste can cause harmful pathogens to be introduced into our drinking water supply and also lead to the closure of public swimming and recreation areas. Detergents, from washing your car on surfaces which do not allow infiltration, can cause damage to fish gills and also algal blooms. Oil, from parking lots and leaking cars, contain harmful compounds. Litter, from the streets, can enter storm drains and flow directly to your local stream. So, how can non-point source pollution be controlled? Wetlands. Wetlands are used to control non-point source pollution from farming. Wetlands are natural filters that remove sediments and heavy metals from water. When the water from runoff reaches the wetland, it is detained, and the pollutants are given a chance to settle into the ground and are absorbed. Enhancing, restoring existing wetlands, and constructing new wetlands are the primary method of controlling agricultural non-point source pollution. Bioretention, also known as biofilters or rain gardens. Bioretention filters polluted stormwater through biologically active plants and soil, thereby removing contaminants. What can you do to prevent non-point source pollution? Even if you do not live by a river or a bay, your choices can have effect on our waterways. Clean up after your pets. Place their waste in the garbage and not in the streets. Reduce the amount of fertilizer and pesticides, and do not apply before a rain event. Do not use fertilizers that contain phosphorus, and make sure not to get any in the street or the driveway. Compost your leaves and grass clippings. Wash your car on the grass and not in the driveway. Properly dispose of oil and other harmful chemicals. And most importantly, do not dump anything down storm drains, as the water that enters them is not clean and leads directly to our waterways. It is important for all of us to do what we can to protect our water resources. Our waterways are what we use for fishing, recreation, and consumption. They are also habitats to thousands of species of mammals, birds, and amphibians. We need to protect our water resources for our future and for the future generations. So please do your part in preventing non-point source pollution.